Hello everybody, my name is Tiara White and this is my video on the Renaissance period. I'm going to start with just some general background information. The Renaissance is a period in history marking the transition from Middle Ages to newness, covering the 15th and 16th centuries and characterized by an effort to revive and surpass the ideas and achievements of classical relics. The Renaissance promoted the rediscovery of classical philosophy, literature, and art. Some of the greatest thinkers, authors, statesmen, scientists, and artists in human history thrived during this era. Some of the most famous artistic works that were produced during the Renaissance include the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, both by Da Vinci, the statue of David, and the creation of Adam, both by Michelangelo. As more people learned to read, write, and interpret ideas, they began to closely examine and critique religion as they knew it. Also, the printing press allowed for text, including the Bible, to be easily reproduced and widely read by the people themselves for the very first time. As a result, a new form of Christianity was created. Renaissance women's fashion was characterized by long, flowing gowns with low necklines. Wealthy women would often wear expensive jewelry and fur trim. Renaissance men's fashion was much more subdued, consisting of dark tunics and hose. Children's fashion during the Renaissance was similar to adult fashion, except that it was often less elaborate. The Renaissance period music background, part 2 of my speech. The musical Renaissance period lasted from 1400 to 1600 AD and was a time of huge growth and development, with music becoming more expressive and complex. Composers had more freedom to write as they pleased, and scientific developments meant that their music could reach more people for the first time. The word Renaissance is a French term meaning rebirth. It is used to describe an age of new discoveries and exploration. This period was a time of great political and social upheaving. Events such as the Protestant Reformation had a huge impact upon the life in Western world. There was also an increase in humanistic thought, which challenged the supremacy of the church. It was also a time of great development in music and the arts. New styles and techniques developed, while there was also a rebirth of interest in ancient culture as artists and composers often drew inspiration from ancient Greece and Rome. The two songs that I chose for my final part is the first song was titled April is in My Mistress' Face. It is wrote by Thomas Morley. It says on here that it was recorded in May of 2000. I chose this piece basically because I enjoyed the lyrics. It was a shorter song, and it was kind of like a poem that just kind of kept repeating itself. But the words, I think you'll find them enjoyable. And the lyrics say this: April is in my mistress' face. July in her eyes hath place within her bosom is September, but in her heart be a cold December. And it basically just kept repeating that. The second song that I chose was titled Maypole, and it was an old musical assembly. It didn't really have an age or anything on it, but this music is an expression of the Renaissance spirit and represents the man in harmony with the universe. Music performed in the noblemen's halls and townspeople's houses intimidated the songs and dances of the common folk. To compare, both songs are true examples of Renaissance music. They have around the same length in time. Both songs also are interesting to listen to in a way that they capture the listener's ears. The Renaissance started in Florence, Kentucky, a place with a rich cultural history where wealthy citizens could afford to support artists. And that's really how so many of these artists got started in the music industry, was being supported. The contrast would be my second choice is more upbeat, and it gives off a very happy melody. It's interesting even though it doesn't have any lyrics. You can just picture people dancing and enjoying themselves to the music. The first song is more lyrical. You can listen to the lyrics and hear almost a sound of sadness, although soothing in a way as the lyrics flow together, giving a story to tell. Many try to include emotion in their music during this time period, and this was aided by a much greater vocal range in comparison to the medieval period, and much greater variety in elements like rhythm and form.